Welcome back, YouTubers, to our TNA Bound for Glory review, the biggest TNA pay-per-view of the year, NJ, with us, the British Fist.
Ka-ching.
Mr. Parkin here, looking forward to reviewing Bound for Glory. This guy sitting next to me is none other than the great one. No, it's not The Rock, ladies and gentlemen. It's NJ, people.
What's up?
Subscribe above, like this video, comment any thoughts you have on Bound for Glory down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
So this was TNA's biggest pay-per-view of the year, NJ. We had a very, very good crowd in Phoenix, Arizona tonight. They were making a hell of a lot of noise. A stark contrast of lockdown. I'm very, very glad the crowd were into this because this made the show feel a lot big league, in my opinion.
Very true.
We go to the opening match. Rob Van Dam versus Zema Ion for the X Division Championship. This really got, like we said, no build. So it made sense, really, for it to start the card. The crowd were actually quite pumped for this one. And I know I'm not a massive fan of Rob Van Dam, but generally, if you give Rob Van Dam a match on the opener of a card, he can generally get the crowd going. The match worked the crowd pretty well. Went about 8 minutes. I'll probably say it would have gone on a bit longer, but it did what it was designed to do, get the crowd hyped.
To be honest, for a match that didn't have any build, and for a match that, even though it was a big pay-per-view, the length was fine with me. And plus, with the Rob Van Dam being booked the way he is, I wasn't expecting it to be a long match at all.
Zema Ion was focusing most of his attack on the head of Rob Van Dam, and Zema Ion was looking pretty good in this match until RVD didn't do the job. But personally, I know a lot of people will be annoyed about it. The way I see it, though, I didn't like Rob Van Dam getting the victory here, but generally you want to start off your pay-per-view with a babyface winning, and although RVD may not qualify for the X Division Championship, at least I'll say this. How much TV time was the X Division getting with Zema Ion as champion? How much TV time do you think the X Division Championship will get with one of Hogan's boys being the champion? I'll take it.
I really thought this match wasn't special. It was an okay opener, I guess. Rob Van Dam picks up the win, expecting in some way. I just didn't really care.
Well, the opener did what it was designed to do. It's generally designed to get the crowd pumped up. I know RVD didn't do the job here, and I don't like it as much as you do, but it did its job of getting the crowd pumped, and the crowd pumped specifically for RVD. We go on to Magnus and Samoa Joe for the TNA TV title. Once again, another match which we weren't really that excited for. We felt this definitely needed more build. You know, this is a solid match. It was solid yet unspectacular. Samoa Joe gets the win, predictably like we thought he would.
This match didn't go incredibly entertaining, but the way it went down was Magnus got a few shots in that made him look good against Joe, which you would expect, especially if they want to still use Magnus in some kind of way. But Joe getting the win, it did take him a few submission moves, and the way he actually got it, you knew how it was going to end, because like I referred to the Walls of Jericho, when Jericho does the full complete sit down lock, the way that Samoa Joe got the win here, you knew it was coming, and I'm not surprised because Magnus really weren't built up to this match. He weren't built up towards the title. He weren't built up to Joe. And Joe was the one who was being booked, compared to last year, a lot better and a lot more directional towards retaining.
Like I said, solid yet unspectacular. I really felt with some build, this could have been a much better match in my opinion. But like I said, for what it was solid yet unspectacular. Now, the next match on the card was Bobby Roode versus James Storm in a street fight with King Mo as a special guest enforcer. How surprised were you when this match, a year in the making, the kind of what felt like the semi-main event, was third on the card, with it being 1 year in the making?
Well, at the moment we've started with some smaller matches. Maybe I would have switched this where the tag is or something more, just so we have the small matches that don't get the best build. Then we got to a match that was for belt and had importance, but then save this for later, because with it being Roode and Storm, two main eventers, and obviously with the year behind them, yes, not for the title, but it should have been in a higher place.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I think the reason, I think they really wanted to capitalize on that, the amount of crowd reaction they were getting. I'm not really sure why they put this third on the card, but this definitely deserved to be up higher, though. The match itself, though, was very good. Do you think this was better than Lockdown, or do you reckon it was on par with it? Or
Lockdown, I did enjoy it pretty much, the way they performed, the way it went down, but I think this match, yes, it had the blood which was needed. You could say, which I noticed from some people on the internet, the blood may have came too soon to the match, but the blood was warmed up and it made more reaction, more feeling to the match. They performed like you expected, really strongly against each other. So the way it went down is I really enjoyed it and thought it was one strong match for them.
Yeah, this is a good example of when blood does add to the story. I mean, you want an example of two guys that have been in a year-long feud, beating the shit out of each other and trying to win a match. This is pretty much one of the best examples you're going to get right now. The crowd did seem to die at the beginning of this match, but as soon as the weapons got involved, the tacks, the chairs, the trash cans, the kendo sticks, the crowd were immediately in ECW mode pretty much, weren't they? Making a hell of a lot of noise for this one. It was we're about 17.5 minutes. I must admit, I did think this was a good street fight. I really did enjoy this one.
The thing about this is that during this match, one match kept coming to mind as I was watching this, and that was Triple H and Cactus Jack. Because the way they were performing was they were trying to bring out the best they could in this match. They were using the match like they should do. So I'm not comparing exactly to that match. They're identical. They're not. But the way it felt, I thought they were really making the most of this match, making use of their feud and time together. And I really thought this was one great street fight, the way you wanted it to be as you enter the pay-per-view.
I'd say it felt more like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but James Storm gets the win with the beer bottle in the last call. I think that was the correct way to finish it. The way the storyline went down over the last year was that Bobby Roode cost James Storm the title with the beer bottle. It only makes sense for James Storm to get the win with the beer bottle in the last call, getting his revenge at the biggest pay-per-view of the year, and that's essentially what the blow-off of the match was about.
And that's the thing. The only thing I didn't like was only a little thing, so I could look past it, was they are using the beer bottle quite regularly in matches. Like, you couldn't expect a beer bottle to appear in a James Storm match now, and it's a little bit of a shame because I know it's only a small little thing, that's why I could look past it, but the beer bottles do get used quite regularly. But overall, the match was definitely, from here, the best match so far.
Yeah, and to be honest with you though, the beer bottle is a massive part of the story, so that's why it got involved here on the blow-off. King Mo came in the ring once, but that was to protect El Hebner, so I didn't have any problems with King Mo in this. He didn't affect the outcome of the match, he didn't count the pin, so I was fine with the way they had King Mo in this, really.
Well, King Mo, I really, as I was watching this match, I really don't think it was needed. He was just there to be at this pay-per-view, and I just thought, how can we get King Mo outbound for glory? We could just add him as a ringside and enforcer to this match. I really don't think it was needed, but he got his pay-per-view time, so there we go.
Joey Ryan versus Al Snow in the match, which if Joey Ryan won, he would get a contract. This was an interesting match, really, wasn't it? I mean, Al Snow doing his amateur wrestling stuff, bringing us back to the Tough Enough days, and then he got Head, and you knew that, I think TNA knew that one thing they could do to get this match going was to get Head out, because they knew the Head would be massively over with a crowd.
Because that's the thing, we had Joey Ryan insulting the Head in many ways, saying a man who brings a Head to the ring is trying to get over, trying to think he could beat me, because he had a backstage interview promo which got this match warmed up, and when the Head came out, the crowd picked up. You got Al Snow the way he used to be. Yes, it got a little ref bump during this match, but the Head, obviously, like we said about the beer bottle, did play a part in this match.
Yeah, I was surprised actually as to how little Joey Ryan did in this match. It really only seemed like he did a couple of punches, but you get to the climax of the match where you get the surprise return, and this is a surprise, we didn't know anything about this. Matt Morgan comes through the crowd and takes out Al Snow, and I guess my immediate question could be, why not have Ryan go over clean? But it seems like Matt Morgan and Joey Ryan have this kind of alliance stemming from Matt Morgan interfering in house shows.
I was looking at this, and Matt Morgan returning, I'm not going to complain about, because having a wrestler, hopefully he'll get better booking, but at this moment in time, the fact that he's attacking Al Snow of all people, I'm not having high expectations. But it was a surprise, and I was really hoping or expecting him to take down Joey Ryan as well and probably set up a feud there. Just something more than him just taking out Al Snow of all people.
Yeah, I think the whole point of it was to have together an alliance of Joey Ryan and Al Snow, though. So Joey Ryan gets a contract. He's now officially part of the TNA roster. And we got a surprising return of Matt Morgan. So I can't really complain about this segment too much, despite the match being kind of lackluster.
And we did predict that Joey Ryan, the fact that this was his second time getting a contract, he was going to get it. But taking away the predictability of this, it definitely became the outcome we expected and we wanted, and now Joey Ryan's got his contract.
AJ and Angle versus Kaz and Daniels versus Chavo Hernandez for the TNA Tag Team Championships. I lost count of the amount of blind tags in that match, NJ, to be honest with you.
Well, going into this match, I was saying that the fact that this had 3 teams, the fact that it was for the tag titles, I was expecting more of a all in the rings match, or just more so it looks like it's one big 3-on-3 sort of thing.
Yeah, I think personally making it one-on-one was a lot better because if you put three in there, it becomes a bit more of a clusterfuck, and I think it was a lot better just having it one-on-one. You know, the things with this match is the match was good. It was a really good match, but the crowd didn't really get into it for the first 8 minutes with all the blind tags and all the double team moves. But after the 8th minute of this match, the crowd really picked up, and then they started pulling out all the spots and stuff like that, and it turned into, as soon as it went into a tornado tag match, it became a really interesting match that had us on our feet.
And that emphasised what I've just said, that it would have been better and probably got more of a kickstart if it did start off that way. But the match picked up, and I'm going to say, even though the James Storm and Bobby Roode match was really good, this match really got me pumped, really got me enjoying this.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can feel from it, it's a temporary positive feeling, because AJ and Angle are not going to stay tag team for long. Kaz Daniels, a great heel tag team, but obviously the outcome is what's making me, I wonder where they're going to go from here.
The last 8 minutes was really exciting. I'd say Roode and Storm told a better story over the 17.5 minutes they had, but this tag match had a really good last 8 minutes, and that was what made this very exciting. And very surprised also when Chavo and Hernandez got the victory. I did not, for 1 minute actually, expect them to get the victory. I thought it was going to be AJ or Angle or Kaz or Daniels, and so I was genuinely surprised by Chavo and Hernandez getting the victory here.
With them getting the win, I was hoping for something more to come from Chavo, who is still going from the X Division. He went into the tag, and then the tag looked like it was still a way to continue the AJ and Daniels feud. So to give the way they got towards the win, any three teams could have somehow picked up the win, especially the heels here. But I really did like the fact that Chavo's now got the win, even though he gave it to Hernandez. I did thought that we've got an unexpected winner, and I just wonder how long TNA going to let them hold on to the belt, especially if they're going to have a rematch against Kaz and Daniels.
Indeed, and any surprise that Chavo mentioned Eddie's name in the post-match interview?
The interview is really good, because obviously with Chavo still being fairly new, and him becoming winning his first title in TNA, for him to show respect to the Guerrero family, which seems to be semi-popular in TNA, I thought it was a very special moment to still mention Eddie in such a big way.
We had our TNA Knockouts Championship match next, Tara versus Miss Tessmacher. I don't really have too much to say about this match, to be honest. Of course, between these two, it was a solid knockouts match. Tara gets the win, most likely to continue this feud, I imagine.
Well, going into this match, I'm going to be honest, I kind of switched off to begin with. This really weren't giving me a really strong match, but as the match went on, I did enjoy the few spots they threw in here and there, and when it came to the finish, Tara picked up the win. I did go into this match predicting they'd probably have her going in to branch on other feuds if she managed to retain through Tess, because if Tess wins it back again, why did she lose it in the first place and get it back? So now we gave it to a new knockout. I'm just wondering how this is going to grow from here.
Yeah, and the big thing about this match wasn't particularly the title, but it was more about this Hollywood boyfriend that Tara has been talking about for a long time now. Now, the Hollywood boyfriend was Jesse Goddard from OVW, aka Mr. Spectacular. While it fell very flat, I do like the idea of bringing in a guy from OVW, a new guy, to kind of fill that role. He does kind of fill that arrogant, I'm a big-ass boyfriend role that Tara's kind of using right now. Well, just because you don't know who he is.
I thought this whole segment, yes, she was trying to hype him up as a big thing, said something really special, but him coming out, yes, there is the fact that not many people knew who he was. That was a bit of a pointless bit. And the other thing is, they were kissing in the ring, yada yada yada, boyfriend or brotherly stuff and stuff. I just thought it was okay. It was going to happen, but I just didn't really care.
Yeah, like I said, the segment fell very flat, but it's nice to see TNA actually bringing in some OVW talent in a kind of semi-important role in the company. Sting got into the Hall of Fame. We got some highlights of that. It was Lex Luger talking about an emotional moment, Hulk bigging him up, and then Sting bigging up Hulk again in return.
Yeah, it's a good thing they showed highlights of this. Yes, they showed on the pre-show, but showing it here was an important thing, because this is where many people are going to be tuning in. Showing the Sting ceremony clips on that, mentioning respect to Flair as well, even though the camera looked around and you weren't there. But well done, Sting, for getting in, and I just thought it was a good part of the show.
I guess when there's a contract dispute or a lawsuit dispute between TNA and WWE, you can't really have Flair appear on it, but there we go. So after this was the big talking point of the pay-per-view, essentially. and what was going to be the big angle of this pay-per-view. Aces and Eights versus Bully Ray and Sting for control of the Impact Zone. Let's discuss the match before we do anything. Bully Ray came out with a Sting face paint. Oh, this is really funny. And you had Aces and Eights bring out Joseph Park with them to lock him to the guardrail.
And that was, when I saw them bring out Joseph Park, I thought, finally, you actually getting him actually involved. Yeah, you've seen these him with the Aces and Eights in their clubhouse, but he weren't really an importance there. Like, Hogan didn't really care, Sting didn't really care, Bully Ray didn't really care. So for him to actually come here, be at ringside, be handcuffed to watch the match go down and how it finished, I thought it was finally doing something that's making him a part of the story again.
And Joseph Park beat the fuck out of the Aces and Eights member. Yeah, that's what you get for keeping Joseph Park in the fucking clubhouse for all those weeks. And then we get to the match itself. It was a kind of average, solid match, but it was never really about the match, was it? It was always going to be about that post-match angle, that post-match reveal that they came up with. You had that member of Aces and Eights putting Bully Ray through a table. Now, this was the important bit. This is what this angle had been building up to this whole time. We needed a big reveal, a shocking reveal, a reveal that would satisfy everyone after all that TV time that got built to it. And down comes Hogan to take out the Aces and Eights member. He manages to take them all out with one-punch shots, going back to the glory days of the golden era there, brother. And then we get to the reveal of the not the leader, but a member of the Aces and Eights, right? So we're thinking, oh, this is going to be good. It's Devon. I must admit, guys, I will say this. For a shock value, Devon being the member of the Aces and Eights was hilarious. I never saw that one coming. But at the same time, it's Devon. And after all that TV build-up they did, they revealed this member of the Aces and Eights to be Devon. Now, was it a satisfying reveal? I'm guessing you don't think it was.
Bound for Glory, your biggest pay-per-view of the year. And yes, Devon's had the whole, the TV title thing, didn't really defend it every week. He lost it. He looked like he was going to quit. And then all of a sudden he comes in, he's a part of the Aces and Eights. Okay, as long as he's not the leader, it could still fix itself, blah, blah, blah. But Devon, of all the wrestlers you could have revealed tonight, it was Devon. What fantastic news this is. What a fantastic moment for Bound for Glory this is. Devon, yes, it's probably going to put him, Devon and Bully Ray feud, give Devon some importance other than a TV title. But I really did not care. I really didn't think this was a big moment for TNA Bound for Glory. So, well done. I look forward to seeing what Devon does next.
I don't like it as much as the next guy, but I will say this. Did you ever see it being Devon? Be honest with yourself. Did you ever see it being Devon? Was you genuinely shocked? Because I fucking well was.
Well, the fact we thought he quit and left, and the fact is that we didn't think that Devon would get to be in such a high state in TNA world. It was a shock value, but I still don't care.
I mean, for the shock value, it was good. But after all that build-up, he won't be the leader or anything, but after all that build-up, this is the reveal you give us. Now, it wasn't the most satisfying reveal, but it was definitely very shocking. I will say that. But that was the big talking point of this pay-per-view. Do you want to move on to the main event? Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. This was a very interesting match for many reasons. Jeff Hardy, for a start, was surprisingly getting booed, and Austin Aries was getting cheered. It seems like the smart marks were rampant in the audience tonight.
Well, the thing is that he's a bit like CM Punk. He could do heel stuff, he can say horrible stuff to the crowd, but the fans love Aries, and I really didn't think it would be any different, so I weren't really surprised. But Jeff Hardy getting booed, yeah, I boo him, but I didn't expect the crowd to, so that was a surprise.
The crowd really did make this match, in my opinion. Just the way, it's like Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18. They start booing the babyface and cheering what is essentially the tweener or the heel. It just makes for a really interesting dynamic when you're watching this match. The match itself, as we expected between Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy, was very good. They're both very good workers in the ring. You had the reverse German suplex by Hardy, the top rope super Hurricane Rana by Austin Aries. The guys put on a pretty good match, main event style.
The match did go down pretty well with the moves that they performed, with the finishes they added. But obviously, you know how TNA work. You kick out finishes, you kick out finishes to win. So that was predictable there. But the way they performed, the way they went really at it, the way that you felt either one could have won throughout the match, I thought it was a pretty strong main event.
Yeah, I believe that was my third. I think it was my third 4-star match of the night. I can't remember now, but all my ratings and stuff will be in the description box below. And I guess the big talking point here, after 23 minutes of balls to the wall action, I think the big talking point here will be Jeff Hardy winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I guess that is a topical video in itself, really. But I mean, your thoughts on Jeff Hardy winning in the main event of Bound for Glory?
He still needed his redemption moment, even though he went through the Bound for Glory series. He got the win, he's got his match, and the match itself could have been his redemption point. But winning it, I still think Aries could have still done with a big Bound for Glory win and said, I'm the champion, I'm here, I've actually gone through all this, I've done this. I think that would have been nice, but obviously Jeff Hardy getting the win, I think this is his final redemption point, full stop. There we go.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I know all the smarks are going to hate me for saying this, but I felt Jeff Hardy had to win. They needed to legitimize the BFG series after the second year in a row where the guy, you know, after Roode lost it last year, they needed a different direction going forward after some of the terrible ratings. Let's face it, who has more to offer to the company in terms of a casual fan draw? Austin Aries or Jeff Hardy? And I'm sorry for all you Austin Aries fans out there, including you, but it's Jeff Hardy. And so as a business decision, even though he was getting booed in this match, which was very surprising, I still think it was the right decision to have Jeff Hardy go over. You want to make this guy into a top babyface for the company, a top draw, a top guy for the company, then you need to make him win the belt at the biggest pay-per-view of the year against Austin Aries. I'm sorry, but that's just the way business goes. That's just the way the cookie crumbles in business. So people may not like Jeff Hardy winning, but I think that was the correct decision for business, and that is what matters in this business, brother. That's all I'll say. Any more thoughts?
Devon.
Yeah, okay. Put your thoughts on BFG or Bound for Glory, including your thoughts on the Devon reveal, down in the comment section below. I'd be interested to see how you feel about that and who you kind of side with on that whole shock value thing. So give us your thoughts in the comment section below. That's been it from a BFG series review. BFG pay-per-view review with me, Mr. Parkin, and this guy who's going to provide you with a very fitting outro, none other than NJ.
What's up? And now, people, this has been a pay-per-view that the year weren't really building up to. And all I'll say is, please share your comments in the comment section below. Tune in for our Raw review, our Q&A, topical video, and then TNA's show following this pay-per-view. And until next time, YouTubers, thank you very much, and goodbye. So, worthless mortals, you were surprised that Devon was a part of the Ace and Eights, were you? All I'll say is that tune in for Impact on Thursday, and you'll see what we've got in store next. So beware, worthless mortals.